Yo, can we stop the Dragon Ball slander, please? Can we stop disrespecting, saying so on and so forth, people in the Dragon Ball universe? The reason I'm asking that is because I don't know if y'all paid attention, and it's funny because I don't go on social media like this to look at stuff, too much information on there. But I did for this weekend, and one thing I noticed, and not just this weekend, but it happened last weekend and so on and so forth. Whenever I search, is that there's different polls of people asking who will win. It is always Dragon Ball. It's either Dragon Ball against X-Men, Dragon Ball against the Justice League, Dragon Ball against Watchmen. What was the other one I saw that I was surprised to hear? What was it? No, it was some ninja. I forgot. Yeah, Power Rangers, Dragon. And I'm like, okay. And I'm starting to think that people are just trolling because everyone I mentioned of those, and it was other ones, I just don't remember the names, but everyone I mentioned was against Dragon Ball. And I'm like, what is going on with this Dragon Ball slander? Now, can we say there's certain characters and certain groups that could compete against them? Sure, we got Superman in DC, we got Dr. Manhattan in DC, so on and so. There's a few in the Marvel universe that I could say could compete, maybe, but it's like the X-Men is going. It was like, okay, I think we're getting trolled. The Beast is going to be Vegeta. That's what we're saying. I love Wolverine, and by the way, I love all these different universes. And this is from a Batman. What I used to call myself, a Batman illusion fan or something like that. But basically, I will always vote for Batman. But even I know, as much as I love Batman, there's nothing to figure out when it comes to beating Vegeta or Goku or something. I used to always say, well, not me, but my cousin said it first, rest in peace. And now I say it. I'm like, they should be happy. Goku's a good guy. The Earth would have been gone a long time ago. It ain't nothing Wolverine's claws can fix on that. But that's a whole another conversation. But this is another video that I'm going to react to. First off, let me give a shout out. Could the boys universe survive the Saiyan invasion? Comic Casual, shout out to them. But they have this video, and I love the thumbnail. You see Vegeta holding a Homelander, because that's exactly what it'll be. No scars on Vegeta. Yeah, I'm like the boys universe. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I don't know their comic that well. I watched the show, but I don't know. I know the comic probably has more to it. But I'm sitting there like, thank you for that thumbnail. If it showed in reverse, I keep saying Homelander. No, his name is Homelander. Sorry, I get him and Omni-Man mixed up. But Homelander holding Vegeta like this, that would have been insulting. But I'm glad to see the thumbnail. But I would love to hear what he has to say, or she, whoever this is that's talking, has to say. But what is with this DBZ disrespect? It has to be a troll. It has to be. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I wish I looked at the comments of these. I did for a couple of them, but not the whole thing. But you are entitled to like who you like. Heck, Batman is always number one to me. But I still know, face up, Vegeta comes, Batman comes. There's no contest. So, Anyway, if you say Superman, Dr. Manhattan, we could have a conversation. It'll be a debate. But anyway, let's see this. I'm interested in the boys universe. Bro, if they say yes, bro. All right, here we go.
I don't know that the boys.
Wait, let me make sure I like the video. Hold up. Because regardless, this is somebody. I'm always gonna like the video, because it's somebody else took their time to make it. And I'm just reacting. So, regardless if I agree or not to whatever is about to happen, I'm gonna show support. Here we go.
So we all know that the boys universe is full of fake and fraudulent heroes. We don't even really see them take on actual threats for the most part. They're mostly just fighting amongst themselves.
That is true, thinking about it.
Kind of the boys fighting, the Seven, or different heroes or so-called soups from the Seven, maybe different soups in general, but we never see the soups actually fight some real villains. And yes, there are times that Homelander references some people as super villains, but a lot of the things that happen in the boys are just flat out staged.
Yeah, it's like we don't get a doomsday version for Homelander.
I'm saying it as a factual thing. A lot of the things that happen, or a lot of the actual villain, quote unquote, events are staged. So what would have happened if we actually made it so that there was an event extremely
That would be cool if the boys had a
catastrophic
doomsday
event
type villain.
that happened in the boys universe. And how would they survive, or could they even survive it? That's why today we'll be talking about, could the boys universe survive the Saiyan invasion? Yes, I
Heck
said
no.
it. The Saiyan
Heck
invasion
no.
from Dragon Ball Z, but we will be talking about mostly Vegeta and Nappa. So, it all starts
heck
here and
no.
now.
I was about to say, you
Prince
could say like the
Vegeta
weakest one that they ain't
hears
gonna
of
survive.
Raditz' death,
Vegeta and Nappa,
and he
no.
decides that he's going to head to Earth. At the end of the day, he hears about this so-called Kakarot, and Vegeta wants to make sure that he falls in line, but also is fully and willing to actually take on their Lord Frieza. Now, Frieza is a tyrant, a scary, scary tyrant. So Vegeta wants as much help as humanly possible, or as Saiyanly possible, something like that. But it's going to take 2 years for them to arrive on Earth. But during this 2-year journey, both him and Nappa are actually resting or sleeping. And while they are resting, they would then get sucked into a wormhole and be taken to a completely different universe outside of their normal plane of
They will
existence.
rule that universe.
Nappa and Vegeta would continue their travels through space on their way to what's supposed to be the Earth that, well, Goku or Kakarot defeated Raditz, but this Earth is going to be massively unknown to them. Currently on Earth, the Seven is on a quote-unquote mission. They have Starlight, Homelander, A-Train, The Deep, Maeve, Translucent, and Black Noir.
No.
They're all currently
No.
stopping a villain group that is currently trying to destroy an entire city. But as they save the day, as they destroy these villains, as they, stop this huge and totally horrible reign of tyranny, well, let's just say, after they handle all of those things, you have Homelander, who would exclaim out loud that with the Seven here, there will be no villains that can hurt this great country.
Homelander
They're
might
going
even try to run
hold
away.
on to their values, and they're going to make sure that everybody is protected. And then there would be a voice from a mild distance or a mid distance that says, cut. Cutting off the whole scenario and stopping this entire set, because all of this was all just a ruse, a fraud, a fake. All of it was just flat out for show. That's all they do, and that's everything that this world is made up of. The heroes, the villains, all of the above, it's all for show for the most part. Even most
That was
of their
my favorite
so-called
season.
saves are fake.
But speaking of that scene, that's probably the toughest battle Homelander's ever had.
Hero amongst them all. So let's just say there is no Son Goku, there is no Son Gohan. The boys universe, well, they're gonna have to fight the Saiyan invasion.
They're not beating Yamcha,
under
Krillin, and
pretenses
Tien.
of being fake heroes. So can they muster
Master
up
Roshi.
the strength
They're not
to
beating them.
actually stop this invasion? Well, we'll know very soon, because 2 space pods come barreling in from the sky.
I like how he's sharing it like it's an
crash
actual story.
in the United States. Now, I will say this, many people are freaking out. They are freaking out about where these space pods have come from, and many other countries, excluding the U.S., right? The U.S., but many other countries are also in a complete and utter panic. The spacecrafts actually landed in Dallas, Texas, and they're absolutely terrified about what's to potentially come. Now, with officials scrambling to basically get a feed on who these people are, and Soups actually heading over to the area, the feed or the video would play out to see a hulking figure and then a smaller man with spiky hair. Both of them wearing what seems to be kind of a half sunglasses thing that straps to the ear and covers only one eye, what we know as a scouter. Now immediately though, Vegeta would click his scouter and read many decently powerful beings headed in their direction, one actually stronger than the rest. Vegeta would tell Nappa,
I don't even think he'll say
that it seems
decent.
that Kakarot is
I think
already on
Homelander's
his way,
power level is
so
very
might
low.
as well give him a bit of a battleground. As
Wait,
Nappa
what?
would
Sorry.
raise up his Vegeta would tell Nappa that it seems that Kakarot is already on his way, so might as well give him a bit of a battleground, as Nappa would raise up his 2 fingers and explode the entire city that surrounds them. Now, as this explosion would ring off, the other Supes would be in complete and utter shock at the desolation that was created from one blast. So much so that they think that this had to have been C4 or some compacted explosive that they set off to basically give a massive warning. But when the entirety of the 7 and many other heroes to follow are basically going to this area, this giant crevice now, Nappa would then stand there waiting. Vegeta would signal to Nappa that whoever's to come, well, he'll take the first swing at it, in which Nappa would be extremely excited to take on whoever is about to show up.
He's gonna wipe the ball out.
People that do show their face first are Starlight, Homelander, A-Train, The Deep, Maeve, Translucent, and Black Noir.
Heck
now,
no.
Nappa would be the first up to obviously take on this ragtag.
If he says Homelander
heroes
beats
that
Nappa,
are not so heroic for the most part, at least. Starlight, at least, can be seen as somewhat heroic, but being heroic doesn't mean you're being strong. And if Nappa faces off with Starlight first, going head to head with someone like her, it wouldn't even be close. Nappa would absolutely destroy someone like Starlight, who, yes, has superhuman-like strength, but the strength isn't even comparable.
Yeah, the levels are different. It's different.
Not even an ounce close. I mean, at the end of the day, Nappa just showed that he's more powerful than most of them there.
He would do that to Homelander.
A city with a flick of his finger.
There we go.
Whatever they're able to do, whatever they're capable of, it is monumentous in terms of comparing them to these other versions of these heroes. Now, how would Nappa fare against someone like A-Train? A-Train would go down, well, as one of the fastest people in the world.
And they're fast, too.
But Nappa, well, let's just say he's extremely fast as well. We have seen how fast Nappa can truly be because Raditz was able to actually dodge a special beam cannon. Yes, it was pretty slow of a charge up and a shot, but that same special beam cannon was actually able to go to the moon and explode it in a matter of a couple seconds.
Yes,
and
they just
Nappa
show it in the
is
speed of
easily
those
twice,
power
if not
levels, which
more,
look slower.
Stronger than
But the
Raditz.
people like the
In
boys,
some
it look like a
iterations,
speed of light.
multiple times stronger than Raditz, maybe even 3 times or to 5 times stronger than someone like Raditz. So in terms of the speed category, we may not see Nappa do some insane things in Dragon Ball Z, but Nappa is fast as hell. And he would make A-Train look like he's moving in slow motion.
Like I said, Krillin,
We know
Yamcha, and
how
Tien will make it look
non-durable
quick
A-Train
too.
truly can
Will
be.
embarrass A-Train.
So Nappa would easily be able to defeat A-Train in one foul swoop. Now, how would the Deep fare? Well, let's just say he ain't faring too well. We've seen Dragon Ball characters absolutely obliterate different types of sea creatures. And even if the Deep got the biggest creature you could possibly imagine, shoot, even if he somehow wakened the Kraken,
Oh,
Nappa
stop.
could
Oh,
obliterate
stop.
the
Ain't no
Kraken
way.
in a matter of seconds.
Exactly.
With a giant beam of
He
his
wouldn't have to do
mouth.
that.
And, well, he would probably be annoyed by the Deep and just, absolutely eliminate him in a matter of a split second. Now, for the people that I could see actually standing somewhat of a chance, which, by the way, I'm going to cross off Translucent immediately, because yes, this invisibility or this kind of semi-transparent might allow him to survive a little bit longer.
The Scouter will pick him up.
But with Scouters and
There we go,
Scouters
yeah.
that they utilize, they would be able to track where he is.
Because in
and defeat
fairness, Vegeta hasn't learned how to sense power levels. So at this timeline, he learned that later during the Frieza saga. But still, the Scouter would pick him up.
him as well. The main people that I would look at that stand, I wouldn't say stand a chance, but stand at least a better chance than the people I've already referenced, would be Homelander, Maeve, and
No.
Black Noir. Now, you might be wondering,
Well, fair,
how are these people actually going to stand a chance?
They wouldn't.
Now, for starters, Maeve would stand more of a chance, in my opinion, because she is exactly what a Saiyan would look for in a partner. right? I'm not saying that's the alleyway that could happen, but
So that's
in terms of a fight,
I like that explanation. So the only way she'll survive is because Vegeta or Nappa's like, ooh, that's my future wife right there. That's it. Not because of battle. Okay, that's funny.
she would not stand a chance against someone like Nappa, and she would be lucky to be allowed to survive. But also, another reason why they stand at least maybe a 0.01% of a chance, excluding Homelander. Homelander is pretty strong and a little bit unknown to a lot of people, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now,
Still doesn't stand a chance.
with that said, we have Black Noir and also Maeve, who are, in terms of combat prowess, are pretty damn decent at fighting. Now, Nappa is a little bit more brutish in his tactics, so technically you could say in hand-to-hand combat they may be able to actually get the best of him.
No.
That's if you got rid of the super strength that Nappa has, though.
Hey, you can't just get rid of that.
What happens when you try to block an attack from someone like Nappa?
And you saw what happened to TN. If it happened to TN, it's going to happen to them.
Bye-bye.
Even worse.
Your arm would just disappear in one blow.
Thank you.
So there's a good chance that trying to block an attack from Nappa would not be very
And they
good.
wouldn't be that
But
fast enough to block
you know what?
him.
Let's give the boys universe a little bit more of a chance. I honestly, truly believe that Nappa will defeat Starlight, A-Train, The Deep, Maeve, Translucent, and Black Noir very easily.
And Homelander.
Just based on his speed
And
also
Homelander.
his power. Now, let's just switch it up, and spoiler alert for those who don't know the comics of the boys. And I've gotten people get mad at me because I spoil the comics of the boys, but I would never recommend to read them because
I don't know the comics. Yeah, maybe he's strong. Maybe Homelander's stronger in the comics.
Spoiler alert for the comics of the boys, and that would be that we're gonna actually make it so Black Noir and Homelander are the same person, being that of Black Noir is a clone of Homelander.
I did hear about
or at
that
least in the comic. Now, how would they fare against someone like Nappa? Now, I think the fight is a little bit closer. I think Homelander's feats stack up a little bit better. But
Different
as
kind
I
of
said
opponent.
before, it's kind of tough to deal with somebody who has comparable feats to a lot of faster than light characters. Yes, I'm saying that and I'm being truthful. And yes, Dragon Ball is very inconsistent in terms of actual power scaling, but at the same time, even if you lowballed Nappa would still be able to turn into an Ozaru, making it so he's 10 times stronger. Yeah, 10 times stronger. We've seen feats that would correlate to him being arguably faster than light, and we've also seen that he is on the weaker side of the two in terms of Nappa and Vegeta.
and it still wouldn't matter.
So let's just say these super powered beings and all of these superheroes that were made from a bottle, well, they should have wished upon a star that they were going to be, well, made through, actual good genetics.
They should have wished that Goku was actually in that
they're
world.
not going to go down, or they're going to go down way, way easier. And frankly, there's a good chance that they get taken over by the Saiyans entirely. Because like I said, we're just talking about Nappa right now. Nappa going ahead.
Vegeta wouldn't have to lift a finger. Nappa would not be damaged.
Taking down someone like Homelander would be a lot more challenging than obviously dealing with anybody else there, because Homelander is strong. And we've seen Nappa actually lose his...
I don't think it would be challenging at all. Yes, if his point is Homelander stronger than the other one, sure. But I don't think it'll still be a challenge for Nappa. It'll just be, he'll just notice like, oh, you're the stronger one out of these people. Okay, there's no problem defeating you. That's just how easy these guys are. Where they're like insects. You're what's stronger, just a little bit higher than an insect, whatever that is. And he'll still demolish them like it's nothing. Homelander. Now, Omni-Man, for example, I still don't agree that Omni-Man beats Bardock. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how Death Battle's broken down. That was blasphemous. Bardock would not have to go Super Saiyan to even beat Omni-Man. Then, in that Death Battle, he went Super Saiyan and still lost. No way. But I would say Omni-Man maybe would have gave Nappa a little bit more of a challenge. because Omni-Man, I believe, is way stronger than Homelander. So, and I still believe Nappa would defeat Omni-Man. So if I think that, there ain't no challenge for Nappa against Homelander. He just would realize that, oh, you're the toughest out of them all. All right. And just knock him out, in one punch.
His temper, lose his control, and make mistakes. And if
Wait,
he's
what
not
was that?
durable enough there, because Homelander is strong, and we've seen Nappa actually lose his temper, lose his control,
Wait,
and
whoa.
make mistakes.
Y'all see that?
Obviously dealing with anybody else there because Homelander is strong, and we've seen Nappa actually lose his temper.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like some scary movie jump scare. That lady in the back.
Control and make mistakes.
But nah.
And if he's not durable enough, maybe Homelander can find a kill shot to defeat him.
No.
But let's just say this. If he turns into an Ozaru, it's over. Now, let's get on to Vegeta, because Vegeta has no qualms with combat. I may sit here and give Homelander this, or give Black Noir, who is a clone of Homelander, that, and I might give them a little leeway here and there with their potential to actually defeat Nappa, but there is no potential to defeat someone like Vegeta.
Yes.
Vegeta's
Nappa, I'm like, no, ain't no way, no. Vegeta, I'm like, stop it. Let's stop it. No, we're not, that's not in the conversation. Well, just to get, no. Well, he could, no. I'm just going to look at you as you explain. You done? Okay, no. It's just, Nappa, I'm just like, no, it's not going to work. Ain't no way. It's this or that. Vegeta, I ain't even trying to hear it. It's like, no. Well, I'll hear it. People have their opinions. But there is no wavering, in my opinion, on that one.
Basically,
Vegeta, no.
Insane amounts of combat training, being that he is a Saiyan. And don't get me wrong, Nappa is also part of that argument as well. But Nappa also gets enraged way too easily, loses his focus way too easily, and is way too reckless all the time. So I could see Homelander somehow, some way, depending on how you want to
because Homelander will lose his temper too and not have focus.
Squeaking a win against someone like Nappa if he can get him real angry, real riled up. And
that's something I can see Omni-Man may be trying, but Homelander, no. Like said, Homelander has an attitude totally as well.
Conversation that we will stop having for a second here. But when we go to Vegeta, this is a martial artist that is on a totally different level. And on top of that, he has all of the powers times whatever you want to say.
Man destroyed a planet with 2 fingers.
Because that's what he is, right? Homelander can fly. Vegeta can too. Homelander's extremely powerful. Well, Vegeta's more powerful. But the difference is Vegeta can strike. Vegeta can fight. Homelander is very, very inexperienced. And the only reason why
Vegeta's weaker father went like this and destroyed 3 planets. Like, come on now.
Is the fact that he could rile him up. There is no riling up Vegeta in this scenario. Vegeta is going to ask Homelander, "Where's Kakarot? Where is he? I mean, we need him now ASAP." But of course, Homelander doesn't know who that is.
He could be like, who?
Give information anyways to Vegeta, and he would be too prideful to do so. Vegeta would even nod at the respect of him having pride, but would even remark that the guy is weak. The guy is nothing. The guy is just an ant beneath his boot. And that's exactly what Vegeta would make him look like, because I talked about how fast, how strong Nappa is. Vegeta is so much more powerful.
Yeah, that's no conversation with that one.
Him. And don't even get me started on Ozaru Vegeta.
It took Goku to take Nappa out, not the other people.
Over.
Not Yamcha, Tien, and them, and they can beat the boys.
Under the rule and the iron fist of the Saiyans. Well, I guess the 2 Saiyans that exist in this universe. But I will also say that if the Saiyans invaded the boys' universe, this could lead to some insane, some catastrophic events throughout the entirety of the solar system.
It would have been the destruction of Earth.
We don't know if the boys' universe has
either they're going to conquer it or destroy it.
Happening, right? We don't know if other places are occupied, but let's just say there is. And the Saiyans, the 2 that are left, being that of Vegeta and Nappa, decide to take over this entire planet, and then reproduce. Yeah, I said it. I know it's a little bit odd, but it is the truth. The Saiyans know that if you have a hybrid child, they would be extremely powerful. So who's to say Vegeta wouldn't approach this in that way? Vegeta got proof from, well, Earth at one point that Goku had a son that was extremely powerful. So imagine if he decides to reproduce with someone like Maeve, who's already a combat kind of type of person, or basically find somebody that has V within their bloods or compound V within their blood and have a child with them. This could create some of the scariest warriors known to mankind, or even create some of the scariest warriors known to the universe. So
that's what Omni-Man was trying to do with Earth.
The question was, could the boys' universe survive the Saiyan invasion?
Not just no, it's heck no.
Yes and no. In terms of the Seven and all those people, of course not. They would stand absolutely no chance, and the Saiyans would invade and take over everything. In terms of surviving it, well, in a technical sense, they probably could survive it. They would just be, taken over and put to work and controlled entirely. And, well, let's just say Vegeta and Nappa would probably rule the entire universe with an iron fist. Barring, some crazy creatures out there that could possibly exist. You never know, right? It could be. They could exist. But nonetheless, this would definitely lead to the Saiyans taking over not only Earth, but probably the entire universe in their wake. Now, with that said, I would love to hear what you guys have to say.
All right. Well, shout out to Comic Casual. I like the fact that he broke it down like it was an actual comic story. I do like that. And I appreciate him trying to give some light to the boys. I just don't think there is a light at all. At all. Yeah. I just don't. The reproducing part, okay, I can see that. That's really it. They'll destroy, tell the Homelander stuff, you better thank Maeve because of her. Well, no, they probably get rid of Homelander, but Earth will stay alive because people like Maeve and whoever else it is. But that's about it. Let me know in the comments if you believe the boys, and without trolling, because I believe all that stuff I was looking at online. I think that all that was trolling. There's no way a lot of people think that DBZ is that weak. Just because you see how they are against each other does not mean the same when they face other universes. Like, ain't nobody in the X-Men going like this and destroying a planet. Ain't all the so on and so, all the speed, instant train, all that stuff. It's different. It's different. And this is coming from a person who Batman is number one to me. But just because I think he's number one, I don't think he's gonna win everything, especially DBZ characters. Just saying, he probably, let's say if like Goku and them was living in the DC universe, he probably would study them and be friends with them, and try his best to have it planned like he did with Superman, just in case they turn. But yeah, beating them, I don't know about all that. But anyway, this was fun. Go check out Comic Casual. I'm gonna look at some other stuff he got going on. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see you later.